Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and this is a Let's Talk, which I haven't done in a while. I've been really busy with school and work, but there are some things that I want to talk about, and you've read the title. This is about Mezco Toy Fair, where they made 6 announcements for 6 figures from all of their lines that are going to come out in the near future. Meaning, maybe a year from now, maybe 3 years from now. We're still waiting for that 89 Batman, and Conan, as of recording this, is being processed. And those pre-orders were made quite a while ago. That being said, there are a lot of things here that I am super excited for. So let's just get into it and start with day one. And the first day one reveal was a MezcoCon 2021 1/12 Collective Batman vs. Two-Face. And this is obviously inspired by the old Batman and Friends style. And making it a 2-pack with Two-Face was an interesting choice. I guess you would assume it'd be Batman and Joker, but this has the Two-Face. Judging from the photos, which we don't get a very good look at, the Batman looks entirely new. And I think that this Batman will look really great with the Dick Tracy that they announced. It's just sort of that 60s vintage style. Same goes for the Two-Face. The Two-Face head sculpt looks very similar to the modern version they have, but obviously half of his side is green and he has the white hair, so it's a bit more fun, it's a bit more comic accurate, whereas their previous one was a bit more realistic. It kind of had acid burns that look like how they look in the real world. It wasn't purple, he didn't have a yellow eye, he didn't have white hair. So they're playing around with that. These photos aren't that great though, so I'd have really nothing to go off of, but it's definitely interesting, and Mezco loves their Batman, so they're just going to keep making those in any and all styles. The second reveal is an MDS Roto Plush It figure, the 1990 Pennywise figure, and I don't collect this, I'm sure people do, but it's terrifying, and this is kind of what I talk about when Mezco, if they do great on one side of things, it means they're going to bring it to the other. So the tailoring on this looks incredible. I assume it's a bigger figure, kind of like a doll almost, and it's terrifying. Pennywise, classic old school Pennywise, I think might be scarier than new Pennywise, but it looks good, and the pictures here are a lot better, so there's a lot more to see. And the third reveal for day one, and the last reveal, was a 5 points XL Godzilla vs. Hedorah 2-piece set. And Mezco has been going in on their 5 points line. Now this is 5 points XL, which I'm not sure how much bigger that is, but I assume that it's bigger. They've been going in on that Godzilla. They had that one go up. I was going to make a video on it, but there wasn't a lot to say. It's $400+. It's a giant figure. It comes with a lot of stuff, but is it worth it? It's up to you. $400, almost half of $1,000. That's quite a bit. So I was going to make a video on it, but there's really not much for me to say there. That being said, these figures look great. I love the 5 points line. I don't have many figures from it, but I like the vintage style of it. The little Kenner figures are adorable. No problem with those. Moving on to day two, and the reveals in day two were absolutely insane. Day one kind of had like a few things like, oh, that's interesting, but nothing that I was actually excited for. Day two had everything that I was excited for. It's starting with the first reveal number 4, Mezco 1/12 Collective Mighty Morphin Power Rangers box set. Yep, all 5 of the original Power Rangers. The Power Rangers that everyone knows and loves. And I have to say that it's still a pretty good show and it still holds up today, which is interesting. Now, I didn't grow up to watch these Power Rangers, but it was on Netflix when I was 12, so I watched it then, maybe a little bit younger. And then I came back to it when I was older, probably 15 or 16, and it was still kind of fun and good. So seeing these makes me so happy. I'm getting these 100%. Price is going to be scary because Mezco's Mezco. If Mezco can make these around 60 each and skew it towards that way, that'll be great. But if they make these closer to 80 and 90, that's going to be kind of an issue because you can get bigger figures for roughly the same price. That being said, these figures look fantastic, and yes, they are Photoshop, so it's not the actual figure, but for the most part it is. And they just look great. I mean, it's kind of hard to say that they don't. The classic Power Rangers look is unbeatable in my opinion. And I do like that they're going to be in a box set. So you just get it, and then no worries. The fifth reveal for Mezco Toy Fair was a Mezco's Monster with Tower of Fear playset. And this is part of their 5 points line. Again, I love it. It's fun to see. It's fun to see what they're doing. This is like perfect for any horror fan, and I do like horror, but probably not enough to buy this. That being said, it looks great. It looks fun. I like when Mezco does this kind of stuff. The sculpts on these are getting a lot better. 5 points, like I've mentioned before, has been getting more interesting because of that. So the sculpting on all of these monsters is just really fun to admire. I'm sure if you pick this up, you'd be happy with it. I personally am not going to get it. And the last reveal for Mezco Toy Fair has got to be the biggest. It is the big bad, and it's what a lot of us have been waiting for. It is the 1/12 Collective Dr. Doom, and this looks fantastic. Dr. Doom is a character that I think lends itself well to Mezco's style and their execution of things. All that fabric, that cape, the hood, everything. Mezco, I think, would do a good job at it, and they've proven that they did a good job at it. So let's take a look at it. Because this figure is gorgeous. It is the ideal Dr. Doom. When I think of him, I had to close my eyes. This is what I look at. This is what I see. I love the texture of the fabric. I love the detail that they put in there. It's comic book accurate. It's like Mezco rides this line on comic accuracy, but also realistic. So, for instance, their Iron Man had those comic book colors, but all the design and tech looked kind of real. So, same goes here. He's kind of got that big, ridiculous belt, but at the same time, the engravings on his armor is more sophisticated than the comic book. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the whole figure. We just get to see basically the bust up, but excited for this. Very excited for this. Power Rangers, I think I'm a bit more excited for just because it's different. It's not Marvel or DC. I do love Marvel and DC, but Power Rangers is just kind of fun. So I think I'm more excited for those, and I think that both Dr. Doom and the Power Rangers look better in fabric form. Does that make sense? Anyway, that's the video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Please let me know which one of these are you the most excited for. Was Mezco Toy Fair a disappointment, or did it meet all your expectations? I know that they've announced less figures this year than they did last year, but at the same time, they're making a lot more figures, and a lot of them have yet to come out. So maybe they're just kind of catching up with themselves, and they know that they have figures that are supposed to come out. Constantine's due for it. Batman 89. I got that vampire dude. Forgot his name. Hopefully this is just Mezco realizing that they have some catching up to do. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more content, and with that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.